Welcome back to another episode of Eli, the computer guy, tries to make OpenCV useful. Right, so I've been working with OpenCV for a while now, and there's this whole question I'm having of what does OpenCV actually see? There's a problem with false negatives, actually a bigger problem with false positives, and so I'm trying to figure out a system that I can create so that I can get a better idea of what is triggering OpenCV for my little anti-Louis Rossmann drones, right? I have these little drones, they attack Louis Rossmann's logo. Once I perfect them, I can sell them to Apple for $1 billion, and that's my $1 billion idea. So anyways, before I was doing this whole thing with bounding boxes, and bounding boxes seems like a good idea. It looks very nice. The problem with this, though, is I'm using JavaScript. So you create an HTML canvas. Within that HTML canvas, you use JavaScript in order to draw the picture onto the canvas. And then for the bounding box, you can actually use JavaScript to literally draw the bounding box. And it's so pretty, so pretty. But the issue that I was running into is this kind of stuff, where for some reason the image just doesn't load. The image gets here. When I go into developer tools and take a look at it, the image is actually on the computer, but it doesn't want to load for some reason. And I've gone back and forth, and I've done onload functions and screwed around with it. I don't know. There's some quirky thing going on. I don't know if it's the number of images that I'm doing or what exactly it is. So what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to basically just run a little script, have the webcam turn on, take multiple pictures, and then give me the output. The issue that I have here is it keeps just not giving me the output. So what I figured out how to do today is we've just gone back to good old image SRCs, IMG SRCs. So this is just HTML and CSS actually. And so what I'm doing is I'm pulling the image using the IMG SRC tag. Then I'm using divs with CSS, creating a relative position, and then dynamically assigning the location of X, right? So basically with the coordinates, right? So here I was using the coordinates in order to create a bounding box. So here what I just decided to do is use the coordinates to X marks the spot. So this way what I do is I make the background of the div green. So if the face or if the object is detected, the background is green. If not, it's gray. And then if it's green, then it puts an X on the spot. And so you can see the X is here and it's here. So it actually is dynamically moving around. Not quite as pretty as the bounding box is, but it frickin' works. It frickin' works. And so with this, it's really cool. This should hopefully work for me. I can hit refresh. And so I've set this up to basically take 10 pictures. So you'll see this blinks 10 times. So what it does is it automatically takes 10 pictures from the webcam. Here, let me just do a couple of things here. See, so hopefully you get I move my face around a little bit. There we go. And so it automatically took 10 pictures from the webcam, and you can see there's my face, X on my face, X on my face, X on my face. It didn't detect my face here, didn't detect my face here, not here, not here, not here, here, but again, and this is what I'm trying to figure out, those damn false positives, right? And so I can get a better idea of what's going on. So that's what I created today. And so it's like one of those, it's like, yes, I solved one problem and found another and found another. So I solved the problem of giving me an image that shows me whether or not the object was detected and then showing me what object was detected. Because again, that's valuable here. One of the big things for me is the false positives and understand what's triggering off of. So I can now see the false positives, I can see the negatives, the whole 9 yards. So one of the things that I want to do is with the drones, what I'm thinking about is instead of using streaming video to have them trigger based off of OpenCV, I was going to start using images, so simply pictures, right? Because when the camera takes a picture, it gets a better resolution and it gets a better quality. So one of the problems with video, right, is you get you get blurring, right? You get that blurring. And so that's hard for OpenCV to detect if the object is blurred. So my idea is, okay, again, just take pictures really quickly. 1 picture, 2 picture, 3 picture, 4. And that was my idea. Like, okay, like if you can take 3 pictures a second or even 1 picture a second, then your drone should be able to move relatively quickly. Again, that whole question of what is video? Do you really need video, or do you just need high quality pictures taken really fast? So one of my concerns here, I'm not sure specifically how accurate this is, but I added a runtime function for this script. So this takes 10 pictures, basically does a timestamp in the beginning, does a timestamp at the end. It tells me the overall runtime. So to take these 10 pictures took 16 seconds, and then a per picture time is 1.6 seconds. So this tells me if I up the number to 20 or 30 or 50, it'll give me the per picture time. And so it's, yeah, that would be a frame every second and a half. That's about how fast it's going. And to be clear, that's how fast it's going on a MacBook Pro. So this is a 2013 MacBook Pro, 16 gigs of RAM, PCIe solid state drive, the whole 9 yards. And so one of my concerns is the drones use a Raspberry Pi, which is nice. I like the Raspberry Pis, but they're not exactly Mac Pros. And if a Mac Pro is processing an image every 1.6 seconds, then becomes a question of how fast will the Raspberry Pi process images. And so this is how you go down the rabbit hole to hell in technology. And again, that's one of the lessons to learn in life too. One of the problems you get to in technology is every problem you solve, you literally find another problem. By solving a problem, you find another problem, and then you solve that problem, and you find 2 more problems, and you solve those problems, and they multiply like bunnies, and then you have 8 problems. And so one of the big lessons being a technology professional is simply knowing when to kill a project. Basically knowing, okay, you've put this amount of time, this amount of effort into the project, and at what point does the project simply become untenable and you move on to the next one? The nice thing for me, again, to be clear here, to show my bias, is remember I'm creating educational material, so none of this is really a waste for me. Again, all of this kind of stuff I can literally package into a class, and we can have like a little nightly seminar and play around with this stuff. So for me, there's no real loss with this. But again, something to think about, if you're in the enterprise world and you've only got a couple people on your team, you have a whole backlog of work orders or coding projects or whatever else, when you start to see things like this is the time to start asking yourself, is the solution, is this project actually viable, right? Okay, you solved these issues, fine, but once you start getting those run times, yeah. So anyways, different things to ponder, different things to think about. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is kind of cool. Gonna keep building with this. I have the week. So basically I have this week until I have to work on the Linux class for next week. So I'm gonna spend this week refining this whole project, and then we'll see where we are at the end of the week. So anyways, it's cool. It's cool in some ways, and well, difficult in others. Make sure to thumb up this video, share this video, leave a comment on this video, do all those nice things. Maybe we can actually make this technology channel successful. Probably not. It's probably not a viable idea, but hey, maybe if enough people share this channel and my little projects, maybe we can actually make this channel a success. Anywho, with that, see y'all later.